I'd like to talk about a case that's receiving a lot of publicity lately involving a former executive of Royal Bank named Nadine Ahn, AHN, and her termination claim. The case alleges that Nadine Ahn had a close personal relationship with a subordinate named Ken Mason. Nadine was then chief financial officer of the bank. And the defense alleges that she did not disclose this relationship as the code of conduct requires, and further that she gave Mr. Mason raises, financial incentives that was colored by this relationship. And the allegation in the bank's defense is that there was cause for termination. They also made a counterclaim against her in the same proceeding for prior incentive payments and stock options that they assert she should not have received given her alleged transgressions. Now, all this comes from the documents filed in the court, the statement of claim, the defense and counterclaim, and the defense to the counterclaim. There's no evidence presented. These are all allegations. No one really knows who's right or wrong. But the documents that are filed by the bank do reference a code of conduct, and they also reference that they did an investigation and found many text communications between them that suggested a degree of intimacy in their relationship, in that they used pet names for one another, celebrated at certain anniversaries, and in essence assert that this reveals a relationship that's not a normal working relationship. There's no particular allegation, as I understand it, of sexual intimacy. Well, that seems to be the direction that we're headed here. Both of them, by the way, are married with children and each have independent lawsuits. So Nadine alleges that the termination was without cause, asserts a notice period. I don't know what it is. I imagine it's 2 years. And no doubt makes a claim for aggravated and punitive damages. So again, nobody knows who's right or wrong here. These are all allegations in the media. My own view is the case should not be discussed in the media, but should be argued in court. But that's what's going on here. So this also raises another issue in terms of, well, what is a close personal relationship that requires disclosure? These words are descriptive of the language in the bank's code of conduct. What about a personal friendship, as Nadine alleges? What about that? Let's suppose you're a senior executive and you had a person reporting to you, and you admired the person, your personal friends outside of work, and you still evaluated their performance and made bonus judgments at his financial reward issues. Does that mean there's a conflict of interest because you're friends? Now, where do you draw that line? And in the code of conduct of the defendant, I believe, again, the words are personal relationship. I don't think I have that exactly correct. But in any event, that's the gist of it. So where along the line do you say, oh, wait a minute, you cross over that line, you're now more than just business acquaintances, personal friends, you now have an intimate personal relationship. Does that mean sexual? Does it have to be sexual? Can we just hang out together and have fun and do things that friends do? Does that mean that therefore there's a conflict that has to be disclosed? So all these issues are going to be determined. I will do another video shortly on the issue of relationships between spouses or friends at work, as to whether that itself is an issue if that relationship becomes intimate. So in this case, I would suspect that if the bank can prove that there is sexual intimacy, I don't know how they're going to prove that, then it may be a horse of a different color. But if it's pure friendship, then I think there's a graded scale. And then you have to analyze the issue. Well, when does pure friendship turn into a conflict situation? How do we define that? Which is a nebulous concept, I would think. But no doubt, that's the issue in this case. So stay tuned for more.